Thanks, President Lebron, and also Dean Matsuda and the entire administration for inviting me to speak today. I'm really, truly honored to be here in this capacity. Although, real talk, I'm actually thinking it's kind of funny to be here in this capacity. At the GSA, we actually rarely have a president who's actually graduating themselves. So I still have another year until I'm in y'all's seats. But now, I will tell you how to proceed now that you have achieved something that I have not yet achieved. Luckily, though, don't fret. My time as a graduate student has prepared me really well to give presentations that create the illusion that I'm better prepared than I am. So let's do this. Those of you who do know me know that I'm way too involved on campus. I've actually volunteered in some way at the commencement exercises for the last 4 years. My first year, my job was to get the doctoral students back in their seats after they'd walked across the stage, which sounds like an unnecessary, ridiculous job, but I assure you, the doctoral students are out of control. They were up out of their seats, but I realized quickly it was with good reason. They were getting up to hug their partners or hold their children. And that's when I realized, you guys are old. Way out of my category. But actually, I just thought this was a group that was above me, more wise, sagely people. And sure, we went to the same institution, but they were out of my league. When I was walking to my car that day, a parent mistook me for someone who'd graduated, probably because of the way I was dressed. And I thanked them as I walked by, but I thought to myself silently, no, that honor is not for me. It's for those that know all the things and have all the priorities. I am a foolish first year. My second year, I was to lay the wreath over on the Willie statue and process in. And it was kind of funny because some of the upper years I knew were graduating, and so we could make eye contact with each other as I processed down the aisle. Actually, my own boyfriend had gotten his hood, and as I sat on stage and watched him and his friends be hooded, it still felt far away from me. These people knew deep things about science and art and beer and fine taco trucks. They knew how to scam the BRC parking garage for free day passes, things I knew nothing of at the time. And while I was able to hang out with them and associate with them now, they were the real scholars. Greatness now had names and faces attached to it, but it was still far removed from my reach personally. Last year, I processed in with the flag at the ceremony, and I knew the face of almost every graduate in the crowd. These were my peers. I'd worked alongside them at research, at GSA, 1 to 2 times maximum at a place called Valhalla. And I cheered for them. I also began to think for the first time, perhaps this is for me. Perhaps I'm not a fraud, but maybe a legitimate member of this community. Perhaps I am meant for slightly greater things than taking top prize in the Valhalloween 2014 costume competition. But only perhaps. Today I've been asked to speak. Again, I'm wearing robes, but I'm not graduating. Today I have the privilege of having a front row seat to watch some of my closest friends graduate. The Spice Girls, beloved GSA reps, bartenders, fellow Greenbrier Lot discount parkers. Today I am asked to give advice and make a presentation about something I don't feel qualified to do in front of the group of people I most respect. I used to think that my inexperience made me unqualified, undeserving, an outsider. But now I realize I'm the same person I was 4 years ago. What separates me from the foolish first year in the blue robe is, of course, the hard work that I've put in, the knowledge that I've gained from my studies, but perhaps most importantly, the support that I've embraced from the GSA community. Recall that my beginning to feel like a real scholar was equally correlated with my progress in my program as it was with gaining friendships with those I perceived to be the true scholars. Today, you are the most senior grad student in your advising group. Today, you've gotten your driver's license to do independent research, to be a legitimate scholar. Tomorrow, at least metaphorically, you'll be the least experienced person at your job. You may feel unqualified, undeserving, an outsider. You may be reminded of what it's like to be a foolish first year. I suggest instead you remember the strength, tenacity, and skill that you have which enabled you to be graduating today. Surround yourself with smart people like yourself. Don't shrink because it's too hard, or back away because they are too good for you. You are an expert. Contribute. I am honored and intimidated to call you all my peers. You are my biggest role models, my dearest friends. You are all terrible at karaoke, but excellent at the projects of your choosing. Congratulations to you all.